Rolling. All right, yeah, like Fred Durst rolling into another episode here of the Eh-Soteric Archives. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be here, back in the basement. Winter is officially here on the West Coast.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, pretty gnarly week.
Couple big storms back to back.
Yeah, what are the chances after we do an episode about harp that we'd get harped?
Yeah, right.
Hard.
Seriously.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I saw those pictures you sent me. That was crazy.
Yeah. I was like, your brother got me hooked on that Windy app. So the radar was like shooting right off of the coast of Alaska there, right by Anchorage. So I was like, holy shit.
The next time that happens, check it too, just north of Vancouver.
Yeah,
where the Canadian one is.
Okay.
Because I could see the lines.
Yeah,
coming off it. Like pulling it. You could see the storm get pulled into that and just get cycled back.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Wow. But that's not what this episode's about.
No, it's not. Nor is it about Fred Durst, who's surprisingly based.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Never would have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It surprises me, the musicians from the 90s, that some of them who are...
He had to go one way or the other, and I think if he would have gone like the woke angle, it would have been kind of... A woke Fred Durst just doesn't really like fit the brand, you know?
But woke Rage Against the Machine doesn't either, but...
Well, yeah.
Or Zach De La Roca. Anyway, today's episode.
We are diving into the world of quantum computing and AI and all that scary, fun stuff.
It's on top of mind with a lot of people right now with Palantir.
Yeah, it's everywhere, right? And we, Palantir is doing their thing. They're getting a lot of funding down in the US and across the world. But a lot of people, I don't think, know that there is a bit of a predecessor to Palantir, and a Canadian one at that, called D-Wave Quantum Computing.
Yes, D-Wave. They were the first as well.
Yeah. They were founded in 1999, I believe. Yeah. And they are, they're in Burnaby, BC. So just, little offshoot of Vancouver there. And for those that don't know, they're, it's a crazy story. And the guy who founded them is a crazy guy.
Very interesting.
Yeah. I'm not trying to disparage. I mean, just crazy as in, well, he's a little nutty.
He's another billionaire. Who's very eccentric in a lot of interesting ways, but he's a little different than the normal billionaire.
Yeah, he is. He's got that sort of like he's got a pioneer spirit, let's call it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
D-Wave. It's actually funny because we talked about the initial like idea for this episode was still centered around D-Wave, but it was based on a story that I heard that actually turned out to be kind of false.
The quantum wolves?
Yeah. So I had heard that there was these like robotic wolves wandering around the woods in BC, specifically on Vancouver Island. And just, like AI wolves to track hunting cycles and patterns, whatever. It seemed a little far-fetched, but I was like, oh, cool. This sounds like something that we could be heading into.
100%.
It turns out it's not.
Yeah,
true. There is a study being done where they are using like AI modeling to track wolves hunting patterns, but they're just like tagged wolves. They're not,
It's not an actual quantum AI robotic wolf.
Yeah, no. Someone snapped an Apple tag to some wolves and they're just watching their patterns.
As we'll see, though, I think at the end of today's show, that's definitely somewhere they're going to be heading.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. It definitely, I'm happy it opened this can of worms that we're about to talk about because it's pretty wild. So D-Wave Quantum Computing, they were founded in 1999. Their whole thing was basically like, it's kind of conceptual at first, I guess, because this is before any physical quantum computers actually existed. So, they started with this idea of being able to tap into what they refer to as parallel universes. That's the theory behind quantum computing effectively.
Yes, that's essentially how they get answers to super complicated problems.
Yeah.
D-Wave specifically, because they're a little bit different, I think, than other quantum computers.
Yeah.
Because they use quantum annealing.
Yeah, I'm not, I'm not
Which
smart enough to understand.
we're not gonna get into that part of it because I don't think either of us should. But they are different in the way that their D-Wave specializes in very complex problems with a lot of, I guess, input. So a lot of different directions you could go to. Like an example is the quickest route to get somewhere. So like a delivery company, if they have like 55 packages to deliver, quantum computing, this quantum computing would be good to figure out the fastest way to do it, and they do it quickly.
Yeah.
Those sorts of problems.
Yeah, pulling every variable and every possible, roadblock that could happen. And now they're, over the years, they've been obviously expanding this technology into more and more complex problems to, whether it be like space travel, they talk about different aerospace, technologies. They have, they dabble in the world of pharmaceuticals and things like that, which we'll get into is pretty.
It's pretty crazy. But
Yeah.
they started, when they started, Geordie Rose started in 99. I believe it was about 10 years until they actually had a customer.
Yeah.
It was just, I think, development, R&D, you know what I mean, for a while.
It would have been in like the early startup days, right?
But their first customers were, where is it here? Was Lockheed Martin.
Oh, no way. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
right off.
Lockheed Martin in 2011, 2012, it's approximate, was an early adopter, and they purchased D-Wave's first commercial system for research into complex defense and optimization problems. A year later, NASA and Google combined to buy D-Wave technology. Didn't really talk about what they were going to use it for. They just said research applications into machine learning.
Yeah.
So AI.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I guess that's like the one of the main distinctions too, is like everyone with ChatGPT and stuff, these are language learning models, and we're talking machine learning.
Yeah.
So, like the ability to actually run entire systems and maintain them with no human involvement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then I think that after that, it was Los Alamos is another fairly well-known laboratory.
Yeah.
They also bought a D-Wave computer. And then they kind of split after that to more commercial things like Volkswagen and Jim Pattison Group here in Canada.
Yeah, and now they're so we should mention, so Geordie Rose was involved in up until, when was it, 2019, I believe, or 2018, something like that.
I think so, yeah, until he left to start Kindred.
Yeah, and then the new investor group that took over D-Wave, that is still currently running it, they are very much built out in the aerospace and like homeland, like what was it? Let me look it up here. They have someone that sits on their board of directors is from
the defense.
Christian Nielsen, former U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security. Then they just opened a U.S. business group that is basically the guy that's running that has worked for companies like Precise, and what was the other one here? Parsons Group. And if you look up these companies, like what they do is like this Parsons Group, it says straight up transforming the battle space, artificial intelligence, health and biosciences, cyber and intelligence, space operations, federal infrastructure, security and mission solutions, spectrum dominance, like
crazy.
Yeah, these guys, and we're looking at it's all military. It's all military. Precise Systems is electronic warfare, delivering proven technologies for aerospace and military applications. It's a Navy stuff in there. So what's interesting, and the reason I bring this up is because these are the people that sit on the board, but if you look up what their current projects are, they're very like commercial projects. They're
Hmm.
very like just like system integration for like you said, like courier companies
Yeah.
and
I think I said Jim Pattison Group before, but I meant Save on Foods.
oh,
That was
okay,
one.
okay.
They do some stuff for Save on Foods, and it was optimizing scheduling,
Yeah. Yeah. So
which I think is Jim Pattison Group is Save on Foods. But
it might be, yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, so that's probably their like click and collect, their delivery service and things like that,
yeah,
right? So I mean, and that's how obviously
that's how they play it off as to
they're
what they're doing.
public persona kind
Yeah,
of thing. But yeah, when you start to dig into who's actually running this company, almost all of them are involved in aerospace and military stuff at some point in their career.
right.
Um,
But they're getting involved in groceries.
yeah, yeah, they'll also deliver your milk. But so I think when Geordie broke off from this team, like part of the reason he was doing that is, like I said, he has that pioneer kind of spirit, and
Hmm.
he is very. We'll get into some video. I'll show some videos of him and stuff. 'Cause when you hear him talk, he's very. It's all theoretical, and it's all like kind of woo woo. You know, he
Hmm.
really gets into that sort of sci-fi space. Um, and you know, after listening to him talk, I think he truly believes that this technology is going to transform the world.
Or already has, and he's witnessed it, and
Yeah,
he's almost brimming with something when he talks. He's a very good public speaker. I
yeah,
actually
yeah. He's pretty
liked
good.
listening to him.
Yeah.
He's got a yeah.
Um. Yeah. So I mean, so I feel like maybe we should. There's because we don't really know where D Wave is headed outside right now, outside of groceries and apparently supporting the U.S. military. They also have this other arm to them that's a pharmaceutical arm. Um, and we'll get back into Geordie Rose. I just wanted this will only take a couple minutes, so I wanted to bring it up. But one of the most curious things I found when I was looking at their website currently is that they have this drug discovery
Hmm.
application. So it's basically like bouncing AI, bouncing through uh potential diseases, like searching for any possible disease and then creating vectors between them and then solutions for potential drugs that they could develop to, you know, bring to market. Kind of sounds like gain of function research to me.
Exactly. And I was gonna say, like, something like a quantum computer you would think would be, because I know how hard it was for them to come up with the jab.
Hmm.
Not hard, but you know what I mean?
Hmm.
They said it how hard it was, even though it was available the minute. Anyway,
Yeah.
not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But you'd think they would use that for that sort of problem, right? Coming up with but it does sound a lot like gain of function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, you know, you see that and you're like, okay, well, they're working with whatever different pharmaceutical companies and stuff. And then you look at actually who their largest project is with. And it was with Japan Tobacco,
So weird.
which I thought was odd. You know, why does a tobacco and so Japan Tobacco is a global vape and tobacco distributor.
Hmm.
Um, so like, you know, why do they have a pharmaceutical arm? And then you look into what they're actually looking into, and it's disorders related to cardiovascular, renal, muscle
Uh-huh.
conditions, as well as immune disorders and inflammation, central nervous system disorders. These are all side effects of one thing that Mike just mentioned there. Just so happens, but but yeah, they're they call it looking for small molecule drug models. So it's just, you know, I just whatever. This is obviously they're not the only company out there working with kind of sketchy people and trying to
For sure they're not.
make a buck.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was kind of strange that's, you know, and again, you scroll past this on their website and it's just this sort of like, oh yeah, it's our DD department. Oh, check it
Yeah.
out, you know. But start digging into it, and you're like, oh my god,
It's kind of nuts, all the different applications or all the different types of companies that can use that technology, because the Bank of Canada
Mhm.
uses D-Wave technology. They're one of their customers as well. I have no idea what they would be using it for. Deliot Canada is one.
Mhm.
Um, 1 qubit, University of Northern British Columbia. And then another one is Triumph, which is it's Canada's particle accelerator, national particle accelerator.
Oh,
They
crazy.
use D-Wave computers as well.
Huh.
Yeah, they've purchased one.
Huh.
They're kind of everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know who owns D-Wave now?
No.
Take a guess. Every time I ask you have to know. The number, Vanguard and BlackRock.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But there's also another one. It's the Public Sector Pension Investment Board, which is the public for Canada. So it's essentially the pension package or the pension money from the public service people in the government of Canada.
Yeah.
They are the biggest investor into D-Wave.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Huh. One thing I also wanted to mention is, so in 2019, this was, I think, after Geordie left the company, but obviously right before the world descended into madness.
Mm-hmm.
They basically made their platform open source. And that was like, right around the same time, like OpenAI, like all of these tech companies started just, oh, here you go. Mm-hmm. If you're going to use it for good, you can just have it. And they were like giving it open source to vaccine developers, in
2019.
And so it's like, they like have this like philanthropic, there we go, yeah, approach, where it's like we're helping everyone, we're just like giving away this tech, but obviously this tech was already in place to give away, and it's sort of just this like normalization of it was kind of how it hit me. It's like, that's really curious timing that everyone just gives this open source, these learning models, machine learning and language learning models out for people to start training.
Just before 2020.
Yeah.
It like they knew something would happen.
Oh yeah.
Maybe while doing quantum computing, they reached into another parallel universe to see what was going to happen.
Well, yeah, and that's we can have a listen to one of those videos if you want. I had some timestamps queued up here, but the first like minute and a half of this one, and this is dating back to 2013, which is again like, I don't think I even like I heard the term artificial intelligence, but I didn't think it was an actual thing back then.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly that crept up on us, eh?
Yeah, no, it was super strange.
So this is the Geordie Rose. Okay, cool.
Yeah. This is going to be from 2013, and this was I thought it was a TED Talk at first, the way it was kind of set up, but it's Western Wolf, so I'm not sure. Probably just some
Western Wolf. I think is the guy. He's posts a bunch of stuff on YouTube. Thank you to Western Wolf for posting this on YouTube.
Yeah. All right. So this is Geordie Rose in 2013 talking about D-Wave, quantum computing, parallel universes, and 3 predictions, which we'll get to later on. But here we go.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about quantum computers and why people care so much about them. There are literally tens of thousands of some of the brightest people in the world today trying to build these machines and understand them. And I'm going to tell you why. In my last 15 years of working on this type of stuff, I found that scientists divide up into 2 categories of zealots about this field. The first half are people who are absolutely entranced by the physics of these things. This quote is from a respectable scientist, in fact, one of the founders of this field, that may look a little strange to you who don't follow theoretical physics, but there is a very clear prediction that our most successful theory of nature makes, and that is that there are an enormous number, mind-bogglingly large number, of parallel realities, as real as this one, that have different consistent histories. So imagine a world where all of the laws of physics as we know them are obeyed, but different decisions were made along the way. Different decisions at the level of tiny microscopic particles, different decisions all the way up to what you chose to eat for lunch and whether you chose to come to this session or not. Quantum mechanics makes a very specific prediction that all of those are as real as the thing that you remember. And this is bizarre because we don't see those other things. But science has reached the point now where we can build machines that exploit those other worlds. And quantum computers are perhaps the most exciting of all of these that we have within, or almost within, our grasp right now. So people from a physics background love this. They want to understand the world. They want to understand the universe, how it all works. There's another type of person who tends to come from the computer science side that's like, yeah, okay, that's all great. But there's a different thing going on here, which is just as exciting, if not more, and that these machines that supposedly can do this wild stuff, let's forget about how they work, if you could build one, could solve problems that you could never, ever solve with any computer of the sort that we built. If you took every single atom of silicon in the world and made the most sophisticated conventional Intel-style processor that you could build, there are problems we know of that I could write down on a sheet of paper that you could never, ever, ever solve with that thing.
So yeah, I mean, he's making some pretty bold claims back in 2013. I just like how he, right out of the gate is basically like there's two classes of thought on this. There's obviously the people that are into the tech and just like how these things work, and then there's like the theoretical side of it where no, we understand that we're like tapping into alternate universes, and
he definitely believes that.
yeah
Like that's because if you dig into this a little, most people don't believe that quantum computing does that, right? It goes against certain principles and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's called the many worlds theory. That's the one he subscribes to, which is, the minute you make a decision, there's all these other worlds that, you know what I mean?
The whole butterfly effect thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is a later talk that he talks about, like, where he thinks it's funny because there's a theory that comes out, probably 5 years after this, where this guy thinks that like D-Wave contributed to the Mandela effect thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's because this was 2013, 2012, right? What did I say earlier? 2010 is when they sold their first ones. They were probably doing stuff before then.
Yeah.
That's not the exact same time, but around the same time as CERN and other things like that are delving into quantum ideas.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I don't know enough about it to explain it, but if you believe in the many worlds theory, like the Schrodinger cat theory, that is what's going on, right? That's when all those ones and zeros are or what is it, superpositioned, or that's what's going on.
Yeah. He goes later on to show what again, so this is an early version of the D-Wave computers. Now they're quite small, actually. Like they don't have nearly the footprint that they had.
They still need a lot of weird things though. They need to be like very cold, like it's more than 200 degrees below.
It's like just a hair above absolute zero.
Yeah, is where they need to be. And like total silence. If there's any noise or vibration, it can throw off the computer.
Well, yeah, and like any surrounding electrical noise too, right? So like
anything,
yeah. So you can like they have to be contained. I don't remember what they're contained in, but they're specifically contained in a totally controlled environment, like more controlled than any greenhouse or anything that we have out there.
And there's only three. Is there only three actual, like other than the ones they've sold, they have three themselves, right? The one in Burnaby, there's one in Huntsville, Alabama that Davidson Technologies uses, and there's one in
somewhere in California,
at Los Alamos, I think, in California.
Okay, yeah. This is so. What gets kind of curious about this and sort of esoteric is when you start to sort of see what this initial D-Wave computer looks like. So I'm just gonna play this because it's
okay.
It kind of shocked me. I was like, oh no way. So I mean, obviously you have to kind of understand the occult and esoteric world to make the connection here, to find the synchronicity in this. But so yeah, here we go. This is, and I'll explain it for people who are listening here. But
thankfully he is on video a lot.
Yeah.
He's given a lot of talks.
Here we go.
As we build and conventional computers, This is what they look like. There are 2 of them. These are from our lab in Burnaby in British Columbia.
So what we're looking at is these 2 giant black boxes,
Yeah.
black cubes, right?
Everything always with the black cube.
Always with the black cube. So like, yeah, I mean, for those that are listening that don't know, there's like the whole Saturnian black cube thing, right? So it's related to the theory of the archons and stuff too, where it's this time capsule. Essentially, it's what's used to sort of control and trap humanity into this time loop. So
And again, it's a black cube.
yeah, so the very fact that they're like theoretically they're tapping into these different universes, these parallel universes, it's like, and then containing them in this black cube, it's like, yeah. Anyways, it's pretty wild, but we'll let Geordie do his thing here.
From the outside, they look like giant black monoliths, big metal boxes, about 10 feet on a side, 12 feet tall. And they are powered, they have a fridge inside them, a refrigerator that cools these chips to almost absolute zero. Just a wisp, a fraction of a degree above absolute zero.
And even the cold synchronicity, right? Like we talk about the like beyond the ice wall. We talk about the aliens always being in Antarctica, right? Whenever we think of future tech, we think snow and ice, cold, desolate, so there's that connection too. But
hundreds of times colder than interstellar space. Amongst the coldest and most isolated and extreme conditions that humans have ever been able to engineer. These fridges, interestingly enough, which are called pulse tube dilution refrigerators, have a thing called a pulse tube, which emits a sound roughly once per second, which sounds eerily like a heartbeat.
I mean,
It's coming alive.
Yeah. There's just like these things are just like personified. They're given these like human qualities. It's it's creepy.
So if you have the opportunity to stand next to one of these machines, it is an awe-inspiring thing, at least for me. It feels like an altar to an alien god. They really are impressive machines.
And so that's definitely Lovecraftian, eh?
Oh, 100% it is. And this is like the conversation that's going on right now is like, even, I don't know if you saw that, the recent Joe Rogan thing too, where he's talking about Jesus being AI. And then he's also said or that the new, like the second coming of Jesus. And he thinks that like, he's like, well, what's more, what did he say? This is really stupid, but, and I like Joe Rogan sometimes, but this is just kind of dumb. But he was like, what's more of an immaculate conception than a computer? I was like, come on.
Is that your Joe Rogan imitation?
Yeah, well, yeah. But it's just,
I haven't seen that one, but I can imagine him saying something like that.
Yeah, but it's just this like entity attachment to this AI thing. People think they're demons. People think it's like, that this is what it could be what aliens are, right? Like they could be a class of artificial intelligence that came to life. Who knows? But
could be the beginning of Terminator.
Yeah,
right. Like the
Skynet.
Yeah, Skynet. Yeah. Exactly right.
Yeah,
and now training itself to get smarter.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the black cube, the cold, he even called it, standing at the base of an alien altar.
The altar of an alien god.
Altar of an alien god, yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. He goes on, like, this is, I can't believe this was in 2013, because
he does, I don't think it's on this one. He does straight up mention the old ones, too, in another interview. Maybe it is this one at another point, but like he makes quite a few Lovecraft references, and if you look through a lot of his different interviews.
Yeah. I think there was just one more thing on this video. A couple more things on this video.
Does it show the logo of D-Wave at all on that?
I don't think it does, but like the current logo on their website, is it the same still, or are you talking the old?
It might be different. I don't know if they changed it, because now it's like a kraken. It looks like a kraken.
Yeah, it's very,
which is also very Lovecraftian, right?
Yeah. No, the logo now is very like Microsoft-y, which is kind of lame, but
So it was a Kraken.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to talk so that he starts to break out a little more of like the technical side of this and what is actually happening with these quantum computers. So I'll share this again and let him explain and not me.
Sorry, this was 2013, right?
Yeah.
So it was right before he left, actually, because he leaves, I think, in 2014 to go to Kindred.
Oh, was it that early? Okay.
Yeah. Or he starts Kindred in 2014.
Okay.
But he might, I don't know exactly if he stayed with D-Wave or not.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, one other thing, just before we get off the like esoteric occult side of it, with this the synchronicity with the black cube. Guess what their address is? I'm not gonna give the avenue or whatever, but the building address is 3033. Like, give me a break, man. Like, it's just come on, make it a little harder for us.
And it's not like it's in a super desired area.
No, it's next to like a Purelator and like a BCAA, I think. Yeah.
Close to the old CSIS building.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, Geordie's going to break down kind of what D-Wave is doing. And again, this is an early version, so I would imagine that whatever he's explaining now is 1,000 times.
Yeah, because it's the growth is exponential.
Yeah.
Right in this field. So
yeah, here we go.
I'm not going to describe in any mathematical detail how it all works, but let me give you an analogy. In quantum mechanics, there's this concept that a thing can exist in two states which are mutually exclusive at the same time, quote unquote. And I'm using those words because the English language was developed before we had concepts to describe what these things actually are doing. But I'm going to give you a roundabout way of understanding this. Imagine that there really are parallel universes out there. And now imagine you have two that are exactly identical in every respect, all the way out to the horizon as far as we can see, down to the last little atomic detail of every single thing, with only one difference. And that's the value of a little thing called a qubit on this chip, which is a contraction of quantum bit. And that qubit is very much like a bit or a transistor in a conventional computer. It has two distinct physical states, which we call 0 and 1 for bit. In a conventional computer, these are mutually exclusive. That device is either one or the other and never anything else. In a quantum computer, that device can be in this strange situation where these two parallel universes have a nexus, a point in space where they overlap. And when you increase the number of these devices, every time you add one of these qubits, you double the number of these parallel universes that you have access to, until such time when you get to a chip like this, which is about 500 of these bits, you have something like 2 to the 500th power of these guys living in that chip.
No, I can't, like, that. This is kind of hard to quantify, and actually, picture it in any reasonable way. But the first thing that it made me think of when he's talking about this is like, okay, so the more transistors you have, the more points of connection you can make in quantum computing, the more you can pull from each individual universe, because there's an easier path. It's the easiest path from one to the other, right?
Yes.
That's how I'm hearing it. And then that got, my conspiratorial mind going about all this idea. And I guess in the last episode, we had talked sort of about this, quantum smart dust and things like that, creating this like air cable network between people and people being the transmitters. So this got me thinking, where it's like, okay, if you're finding these connections and the people are the transmitters, right?
Yeah.
And you're finding these connections between each, you can now pull from a personal universe. It's like a loose harvesting thing. Like they could draw energy. Right?
Uh-huh.
I'm probably sounding like a fucking nut right
now.
No.
But you do, but yeah.
Yeah, but I so it got, either an energy harvesting thing, or just like if human beings are the entire universe in a package kind of thing, but we're each a different like piece of the puzzle, then it's like, like, yeah, they're teaching the system by drawing directly from the source because we're the connection to source.
I see it. So then
Yeah, stacking qubits on us.
Hmm.
It's pretty out there, and I have no education to back this up or anything at all.
just spitballing theories though.
Yeah. This is
Because I go by the feel, see, touch, you know what I mean, taste kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I know that since around 2012, 2013, like I mentioned earlier, just a little bit before then, it definitely has seemed to me like the world has changed.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
glitches where there weren't glitches, like weird things coming up, repetitious things, synchronicities,
Yeah.
all the Mandela effect things, right? Because we know for sure it's Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but Sinbad made a movie called
100%.
Shazam.
Yeah, 100% he did.
Yeah. I saw it. So yeah, no, it really kind of sent me down this weird spiral of like, are we already in this? Is this why? Because there definitely has been, when you say things have changed, one of the main things that I've noticed over the last, say, call it 3 to 5 years, is the level of like lockstep that people are in with every narrative.
Yeah.
Almost like they're on autopilot, almost like they're being fed a script. And I know that's like, people watch the news and belong to whatever group they want to belong to.
But you're saying it's more than brainwashing.
Yeah. I'm saying that whole like voice to skull theory. Yeah. I kind of think there's something to that where it's like, they're being fed something.
If they gave this technology, like even before he's talking about it, this technology was given to Google and to the US government and the Canadian government and to the military, yada, yada,
mm-hmm.
right? And then you think about what's gone on in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're both of the opinion that it was known to both governments, at least people within them, what was going to go on in the last 5 years.
Oh,
correct?
Yeah.
So then do you think they would have used quantum, like the D-Wave quantum computer, to solve the complex problem of how to deal with what's going to happen? Do you like pitch that and because a lot of stuff, like a lot of the things that happened starting in 2020 to now, they seemed really weird, right? Like the weird numbers, the weird.
Yeah. Well, and even like, so Elon says like the most entertaining, was it like the most entertaining result is usually what, like the one that'll happen.
Elon's razor.
Yeah. So it could be, and it gets into that Project Looking Glass stuff too, right? Where it's like, maybe they were using this before to play out every possible scenario, and that's how they kind of knew what step to take next. I still don't think it worked very well.
No, I think it worked. It did
well enough.
Who knows? The world's in complete disarray, and it seems like every group seems to splinter as soon as it looks like there's going to be a bit of momentum or pushback.
Yeah.
So maybe it did work.
Yeah, the AI push that's what everyone's talking about right now, how it's going to replace everyone's jobs, how it's going to replace, education, how it's like it could replace the government, which again, like if it has one application, like if there's one group of people we should probably just like get rid of, maybe it's the government. But and I say that as just a goofball, not a.
I understand. I personally would still rather have no government than AI government, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'd rather take my chances with that, maybe.
Take your chances with the AI?
No, with just
none.
like chaos. Yeah.
We'll
try chaos, and if that doesn't work, maybe
we'll try one AI.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
So it's I don't know, man. It's really strange to me that this is all happening up here and it's been pioneered up here. But when you hear about it, you think like NVIDIA, you think Palantir, you think OpenAI, you think of these, I guess they're mostly American or like Chinese owned companies.
Mm-hmm.
China kind of owns Canada by this point, but But that being said, it's just, yeah, what a place to tuck it away and be able to like fly under the radar. Like no one gives a shit up here.
And to try things out, right? So that's it. It's funny that 2013 is when he does this talk. He doesn't, at no point, well, actually, there is a point, not on this one, on the other video that I sent you, where he talks a little bit how they're going to take everyone's job. Like AIs and robotics are going to essentially take a lot of jobs away.
Well, because he explains it as he's like, imagine if there was a computer program that could do every single thing a human being could ever do, but better. It's like, why would anyone opt for anything but that?
And 2025, he's already, numerous companies that he has started are already doing that, right?
Yeah.
Because there's Kindred, which got bought by another company. I can't remember the name of it at the moment, Okano or something like that. But they've used Kindred technology, or they use Kindred technology now for Sobeys and it full on like
for like their scheduling, their vehicle scheduling and
not
stuff?
for the scheduling. Save on Foods, that's who use it for scheduling. So there's Sobeys is a big grocery chain in Ontario, and they have a giant warehouse, and it was just at the beginning of COVID when everyone started ordering, right?
Yeah.
It's an automatic warehouse where they have robots that pick orders, make food, like get everything ready. It's all done by robotics with AI using Kindred technology.
Yeah. So I would assume the Amazon warehouses are using similar technology. Right?
It's not D-Wave technology, but yeah, I believe so too. And his other company, was it Sanctuary AI?
Yeah.
Their Phoenix robot, which is like their newest version.
Yeah, which when I looked up the Phoenix robot, I was like, what does this remind me of? And you know the movie Chappie?
Yes, 100%.
The robot looks just, I'll snip in a side by side when I edit this, but I was like, whoa, that's like
totally District 9.
Yeah.
Different movie.
Yeah,
but
Chappie
same
was
idea.
its own thing. Yeah.
So yeah, the Sanctuary AI has used the Phoenix robot at Mark's Work Warehouse.
Really?
Yeah, it was a pilot project in Langley, BC.
Okay.
And, owned by Canadian Tire, but at Mark's Work Warehouse, and they gave it 100 tasks to do, and it performed all of them perfectly.
Really?
Yeah, and I guess their whole idea is this robot learns, even if you give it a new task, it learns within like an hour how to do that task and how to do it perfectly. Has very dexterous fingers, like can do a lot of simple things, can lift quite a bit of weight. I think
can it ignore me when I ask for a new size?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, as long as it can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so yeah, this stuff is implemented everywhere, and people are. It's funny because there is such a big pushback against AI. And it's all online, which is hilarious to me, right? It's like everyone talking about like, oh, we need to like resist against this, and their entire algorithm is AI, and everything they're looking at is AI generated. And
I remember saying to you once, because I always make a big fuss about not using, I don't use AI, and then you asked me if I've ever Googled anything, and I was like, yes. Then you use AI, and have for a while.
Yeah. It's, I mean, everyone's got you draw your line in the sand with stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like, see, yeah, this is where the whole like freedom fighter movement, I feel like, loses steam, is because like, obviously the world's going to progress in a certain manner. And like, you know, we don't use horse and buggy anymore. We have cars. And do you really want to go back to horse and buggy? As bad as cars can be at times, and then like whatever, you know, and it's the same thing with like computing. It's like, we're going to go back to carbon copy. Is that really, guys? That's what we're going to do.
And in a free society, right? People choose, or they decide how they're going to spend their money.
And they'll almost always choose convenience over freedom. It's just the nature of human beings, I think. Human beings that don't understand their true potential. We can say that, but it's, you know, at the end of the day, like I'm not going to be upset if this stuff is used for, you know, like scheduling and you know, like finding the quickest route to somewhere. You know what I mean? Like there's applications where it's like, sure, whatever, but at the end of the day, this technology takes a lot of money to for R&D and stuff, and then also a lot of resources to operate it. So the money's got to come from somewhere. And Sobeys is a big company,
Yeah.
but you know, the U.S. government's bigger.
Yep.
Right.
And in Canada, they get a lot of money from the government. I think there's a $30 million grant given to them, right?
It's probably 33 million, but yeah.
Or 66,
yeah.
But the reason I think the government of Canada is so involved is because I think this is one of the paths to UBI, right? Like they want a universal basic income.
Yep.
And if you replace everyone's jobs with a bunch of robots that don't need time off, don't get sick, don't get hurt, can do every task flawlessly, then those people, they're going to need some, and that space of people, that, I don't want to say class because that's not right, but that space are the people who are going to make the pivot to UBI, because they're the jobs that normally would be available to them won't be available. And soon, I don't think people realize how soon. I say within 5 years.
I think so too.
At least.
I'd say by the end of 2028, we'll be in implementation mode.
Yeah.
I saw a thing today actually so the digital ID app, and I think there was like a UBI app beta, like it's a beta version, but it's on the App Store already. You can download and try it. If it's anything
Crazy.
If it's anything like the COVID apps or whatever, like
the ArriveCan app.
Yeah, like that never worked. With I remember when that rolled out and it was just a gong show.
Yeah. The best part about the ArriveCan app is that it had like 10,000 reviews and it was like a 4.98 rated.
Yeah.
And someone traced it to all bots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Like our government, it's so nuts. The Canadian government is nuts.
Yeah, they're not very
they're nuts.
They're not very clever either.
No, they're not.
They're
certainly not, because they want us to hate them, so we want to get rid of them. That's the point.
Yeah, I mean it's planned chaos and stuff. But it's also like, you remember like when you grew up and you'd watch Canadian television and you could tell when it was a Canadian production versus an American production, because it was just like there's just something off.
Yeah.
It's just like a little shitty, you know? That's just everything that the Canadian government spits out. It's like, here's something we rushed and costs a lot of money and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Enjoy, you know?
But maybe D-Wave will be like SCTV or Kids in the Hall, because those shows were awesome.
Yeah.
Right? It'll be the one.
Red Green show.
Red, also awesome.
Yeah.
Littlest Hobo.
Yeah.
Also awesome.
Yeah. Dudley the Dragon.
Oh, I forgot about it.
That show is a trip. I don't know.
The original Degrassi was also very good.
Yeah. I don't know. Those 80s episodes might not hold up quite as well anymore. I don't know. But anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy like how to know that this might go on, but maybe there'll be a counter, like not a counter revolution, but because I do see a lot of places, almost every place, at least big companies, using robots for most things fairly soon. Like AI, why wouldn't they? You know what I mean? But maybe there'll be a push the other way, right? You'll get some companies who are like AI free, or
yeah, I could see it.
Free range humans work here, you know?
Or like at the very least, like an AI company with some sort of moral compass, you know what I mean? Like where it's like, no, we only use it we refuse to sell this technology to military applications, or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's his new company, right? Geordie Rose's new company, Snowdrop.
Okay.
It kind of seems like that's the way they're gonna go. I'll read you their mission statement, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just let me find it here. 1 second.
Yeah, like I think a lot of these with billionaires and stuff, right? There's obviously the Dr. Evil version, like you get the Bezos that, I mean, that guy has literally had plastic surgery to make him look like Dr. Evil. It's kind of crazy, but it's just there is positively and negatively polarized people in every field. And I feel like Geordie might be positively polarized. He's definitely a weirdo. He's definitely out there. He definitely has some futurist thoughts that I can't subscribe to.
He's got transhumanist vibes for sure.
For sure, but not in a super nefarious way.
Agreed.
The same way that I know Elon is more than likely just like an actor or something, but this still his brand is a little more positively polarized in that he's like team humanity a little bit more than, team surveillance state.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Hey, this Geordie Rose could be a similar actor to Elon. Elon came from South Africa, right, to Canada. So did Geordie Rose. Came from Africa at the age of 2. Can't find any of the information about where he's from or what country or anything about his family. He's very private, eh? Like very hard to find out anything about him.
Yeah.
And I do think the same thing as you, but I think more he was with Kindred, then he left to start Sanctuary and was at Sanctuary until 2024 and then left. And it didn't seem like it was amicable, although there's nothing about it. Like him and another partner parted ways. And then he did his walk across Canada, right? So he said he was going to walk from Tofino to Newfoundland. This is Geordie Rose. He's in the midst of that walk now, and he's made it to Manitoba.
Okay.
While on this walk,
terrible time to be walking through Manitoba.
Yeah.
God.
While on this walk is when he started this other new company, Snowdrop. So he's part of 2 companies now. We'll get into the other one in a moment. Snowdrop's mission is to take exotic problems where quantum supremacy might exist already and try to build real world uses of these where performance is better than you could reasonably do with any conventional classic computer system. I'm mostly interested in hard problems in AI, think Boltzmann machines and energy-based models, but these won't be the first ones I go after. I'd like to start by trying to show dominance in a clear-cut way on a more straightforward problem first and then extend that result later. A milestone will be to attempt to win the Quantum for Real World Impact X Prize. So he talks a little bit before just about how this new Snowdrop is going to be more for the common folk, essentially.
Yeah.
But once again, it's about winning prizes for this guy.
Yeah.
Like when you look at his website, it's about, he cares more about his jujitsu.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
He's, we didn't even mention that. So this guy, like, obviously he's like a super successful billionaire, and tech kind of like, guru, and then but
highly intelligent. Like went to Memorial University, went to McMaster, got his doctorate, I think in quantum mechanics or something like that at McMaster.
Yeah,
while wrestling on the wrestling team and winning.
Yeah,
too, and he's very proud of that.
Yeah. So this is his website. Like you would think, okay, if you go to you go to someone's personal website and they're in this tech world, you would think it would be a well done, modern looking website. Let's just start there. B, you'd think it would have something to do with technology at all.
Yeah.
And lastly, it might have like, I don't know, some actual information on it. Like
there is some really interesting information on here, like his DNA that you can download.
Well, but that's what I mean. It's like irrelevant. No one asked.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's to prove he's not alien.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just
bring it up here.
Yeah. It's just so funny.
It's crazy.
First place, man. First place. So he calls it Geordie Rose is a Canadian theoretical physicist and entrepreneur until November 2024. He was CEO of Sanctuary in Vancouver, Canada. And for those listening, the landing page, the home page of his website is him winning a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yeah, that's the picture you see.
That's the picture. It's just him. I did it. Look at me. So yeah, kind of weird.
It is.
Kind of weird.
It's weird that he has his DNA as well to download, and his competitive CV, when you click on that, is all of his wrestling and powerlifting. He's like he won a master's record for powerlifting.
These are old pictures. Like this is an old.
That's from the 1984 when he went to high school.
Yeah, it's grainy as hell.
Yeah.
And then just
beach volleyball. That was another one. Yeah. Good for him though. It's not on there, but there was also something I read somewhere about him setting a Guinness record, or he claimed to have set a Guinness record for eating yogurt in a X amount of time. And then someone beat him, and he's very stuck on that, or was for a while.
Don't worry, Geordie, you can get it back, man.
Look what you did, dude. Look what you did with D-Wave and everything else, right? It's insane.
Yeah, he's
But good for him. I guess that's a solely him thing, right?
He's a character, man.
He really is.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to also mention, I don't know if you saw the Time Person of the Year, but it's the basically all the AI, the architects of AI.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's who else? Yeah, so you have like, what is it, like Sam Altman and
how is Sam
Elon.
Altman? Okay, so we live in cancel culture land, correct?
Yeah.
Which I don't fully agree with, but that is the world we live in.
Yeah.
Sam Altman, you know about.
Oh yeah, no, there's some like pretty dark accusations against him.
About, yeah, we probably shouldn't say it because it's crazy. All of them, really. Like how any of them are. How are you a person of the year if you did that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think Time's Person of the Year is ever usually a good person, but
was Hitler not Time Person of the Year once?
I think he was, yeah.
Or is that is that like a? Anyway,
yeah, I've seen
to prove a point.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen it too.
But yeah, so Geordie is. I wanted to play his. So at the end of that 2013 video, he gives these like predictions, his 3 predictions for the next, I think it was 10 years that he said. And I wanted to just go over them because one has come true allegedly, if it's space related. So depending where you sit on that subject.
Gay.
Yeah, super gay.
How do they not have a picture yet of 3-Eye Atlas? Like at one that isn't.
There's
like
a bunch of amateur
1994.
There's a bunch of decent like amateur astronomer ones that people are actually picking it out.
That are way better than the NASA ones. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So this is Geordie's 3 predictions for quantum computing and AI, leading up to, I guess it would be. Well, he says up to 2028, I think is the last one. So here we go.
Last part of my talk where I'm going to make some predictions, some dangerous predictions. So predictions are very dangerous for a variety of reasons. Often they're wrong, which is one. But I think they're important because predictions somehow are our internal desires made manifest. Predictions are about what we want to happen, maybe not what will happen. And I'm going to make 3 predictions, and all of them are dangerous in the sense that they're very unlikely to happen, maybe, but I think that there's a very good chance that they may. As an aside, I just wanted to say that at least in the Valley, Silicon Valley, and maybe in the United States in general, there's a very deep feeling of unease about the way technology has been developing. Because we have all of these vast array of very smart people, and what they're doing is crap. They're building things that cannot last. They're building things that are not important. This is a little bit of a controversial point of view, but I believe it. But I think that the reason for this is it's low-hanging fruit. Computers haven't been around for a long time. And I think that what's going to happen is that as people get more comfortable with computers, the attention will turn from the Twitters and the Facebooks to very important things. So here's my first prediction. I'm going to predict that by 5 years, NASA will have found an Earth-like planet with Earth-like atmosphere and water on it, and serious people will start discussing how we get there.
Kind of right on that one.
Kind of right. So K218b, water vapor in a potentially habitable zone, found in 2019. So he was 1 year off on that.
You're going to do his next 2?
Yeah.
His whole thing of like his bitching about Twitter and Facebook. While I agree with him, he is on Twitter a lot.
Oh yeah.
Still.
I mean, yeah.
12 years later. Now he's on X, I guess, not Twitter anymore, but still.
Yeah, if there's any indication that he's human, it's that, not his DNA.
And by the way, they're going to use one of our machines to help do this. That's my first prediction.
And I mean, that being said, we are like the talk, right? Like Elon's all about space travel and getting to other planets and stuff now.
And there's that Steve Jurvetson fella who was on the Tesla board. Was on the Tesla board, is still on the SpaceX board. And he was one of the original investors in D-Wave.
there you go.
along with Jeff Bezos, but him as
Hmm.
well. So you know what I mean? He could pull that technology,
Oh,
you would
yeah.
think, or at least have could be the go-between between Elon and D-Wave to get that type of quantum computer on there. Anyway,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what harder problem than how to get to
My
Mars?
second prediction
Yeah.
is that this business of parallel universes is going to turn out to be very important. This picture that I've got under here is what's called a gravitational lens. When Einstein proposed his general theory of relativity, it came with a bunch of experiments that you could use to test it. And one of them was that if there was a point of light very far away and a galaxy in the middle, that galaxy should bend the light and you should see a ring. And this was eventually observed. And I think what's going to happen is somebody is going to come up with an experiment to test this reality of these things. And we're going to be able to do so. My third prediction that
So that one, so he didn't actually read his prediction. I'll read it out for people that are listening. It says, by 2023, a major breakthrough in physics will occur based on a model whose cornerstone is the reality of parallel universes. An experiment will be performed on a quantum computer that will support the new theory. So effectively saying that we'll have confirmed the existence of parallel universes
through quantum, because that is the issue with it now, right? The many worlds theory can't be proven. So he's saying they will prove that theory.
Yeah. So this one
with quantum computers
technically hasn't come to pass.
Mhm.
But in the last year, there have been experiments on like near-death experiences. They've proven that consciousness exists outside of the body, which is, I mean, that's kind of this, right? Like it's basically saying like, yeah, there's other realms of consciousness. There's other things that we can tap into. Not necessarily an entire universe, but
and a lot of quantum physicists believe that there's at least, was it 10 different dimensions, 10 or 11 different, like very smart people, much smarter than you and I, have come to that. But the thing is, they haven't been able to test it.
Yeah.
But that's their belief.
Yeah.
So
that's
now into his third one.
Yeah.
Third prediction that I'm going to end on is the most important of all. I believe that humanity is on the cusp of the most important technological, societal revolution that's ever occurred. And that's when we got to the point where the machines that we build outpace us in every respect. I don't mean that they're better calculators. I don't mean that they're better at searching. I mean everything. And I think that we're very close. And my prediction is that within 15 years, we will have machines that outpace humans in everything. Thank you very much.
And can you just go back like a couple seconds just to the quote with the picture?
That we're very close. And my prediction is that within 15 years, we will have machines.
Just the picture. Here we go.
What is that picture?
That's the movie AI. That's
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I just saw it like quickly. I wasn't looking at the picture. I was looking up top, and I was like, is that why that picture?
Yeah, which that's a really trippy movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
Is. Yeah.
It's like, humanoid boy. So he thinks this is going to happen by 2028, which it could. Like we said, we're pretty close to that.
100% we are. It's hard now to tell difference. And did you see the Pete Hegseth video talking about the U.S. government using AI, moving forward, what they're going to be using AI for?
No.
It was done with AI, but it was very, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if it looked like it was, but that's what I'm getting at, is it's so hard to tell the difference with that.
Yeah.
And, that's just entertainment. Can you imagine for things where it actually means something, right? Anyway.
Well, and he talks about, it's funny that he talks about, like we'll have these robots that'll start doing things for us. And then like what came out this year was that Neo home robot.
Yeah.
I'll share this too, because it's just kind of funny looking.
What a weird salesman.
Yeah. So first of all, we have like you said, a tall white, selling these super Swedish looking robots. Which, they're just
translucent and androgynous.
Yeah.
My name is Bernd, and today,
of course it is,
we're launching Neo, our humanoid for the home.
Neo, the robot, Nanny.
Let you live with it.
Yeah.
You're just not telling me.
So, anyways, I'm assuming most people have seen this stupid thing, and they sell it off as this very like, you know, here you go, the Jetsons is real now. You got a homemade that's a robot. But I looked into these, and it actually is like controlled from basically a call center in India. Like they're remote control. So what you're actually doing is basically like letting someone into your home.
Yeah.
Right? Like this thing has recording capability. It has all this tech to basically spy on you 24/7.
Yeah.
And it's not this like autonomous robot that's just learning your chores and doing them for you. It's some guy sitting there like controlling it. So
in Bangalore.
yeah,
Crazy.
so we're not quite there yet. You know, it's let's not get ahead of ourselves. I feel like the
I think we're getting pretty close though.
yeah,
Pretty close to, like, do you think how close do you think we are to an AI program being fully sentient?
see, I don't even know if that's possible. Like, right? Like that's just it. Is like I still stand by my belief that there's like the soul aspect.
Mhm.
It'll never be human, right? It'll never like actually think for itself. It can only like learn, and so
What if it learns it can never have a soul and therefore doesn't like humans because,
I mean,
you know, so it's not sentient in the sense that it has a soul sentient, but
Yeah.
it's aware of its rank in
yeah,
this earth.
yeah. I mean, it depends how
that's-
evolved it is in that thought process, because it could just become very self-conscious and go through like a little emo phase or something. You know, like
Heaven forbid.
this robot, like, you know, carving things into its arm. I shouldn't joke about that, but
No.
yeah, I don't know, man. But the reason I wanted to show that Neo robot is because I always think like we're never as close. Like people that nerd out with this stuff are always like, we're on the cusp, man. Here we are. The future is now. And like, you know, they said it about self-driving cars and stuff, and cars are just like launching themselves into buildings and stopping in the middle of the highway, and like the technology is not as advanced as they think it is a lot of the time, but still far beyond anything I'd come up with.
I was going to say that's the public, right? That's what
Yeah.
the public is allowed to have. There is lots of military technology, I'm sure, that can fly itself, land itself, perform maneuvers that even humans can't.
Mhm,
And right?
mhm.
You'd think it would be the same with robotics.
Oh
and,
yeah,
and it will be soon. Like the other day at the grocery store, I remember when they first had the self checkout line, and which I, for the record, will never go through ever.
Yeah.
And there would be like one or two people in it, whatever. You know what I mean? Like they had 6 or 7 kiosks, and it never seemed to be busy
Mhm.
a couple of years ago when they first brought it out. Now it's way busier than any other part of the grocery store.
It's
we
kind
go
of
to.
people will line up for the self checkout, and the tills will just be empty. You just
Yeah.
go right through.
It's really. I think that point I'm trying to make is I think things like that will happen very quickly, and I think, oh, you can get a robot in your home for $6,000. Oh, you can get a robot in your home for $5,000 or $4,000, right? Like
Mhm.
there'll be. I didn't think Alexa would catch on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And how many people use that, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm always shocked
this
when
cat, but-
no, not me either. I just don't like talking to something that's not real. It just
100%.
feels stupid to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, whatever. I can scroll and choose my own thing. I don't need to, I like tactile things too. I like buttons and whatever,
I can
so.
see it like, hey, robot, go make dinner. Robot, do dishes. Robot,
Yeah.
walk the dog. Like literally, you know what I mean? And
Yeah. I mean, convenience,
yeah,
right?
people will choose it because of convenience.
Yeah.
They'll justify it because of convenience. Sorry, you're playing another video.
Well, yeah, no, I just wanted to queue up because we were talking about the HP Lovecraft, and he actually talks about it here. So I just
Nice.
wanted to, because like these guys are into it. Everyone, they're futurists and whatever,
Right.
but they all reference like turn of the century, like
Right.
writings and
Yeah.
whatever. So
And people who seem to have predicted what's going on now as well, right?
Yeah. So here he goes. This is the last thing I'll play from Geordie here.
The essence of what's happening here. I don't know if any of you are turn of the century weird fiction fans, but there's this guy named H.P. Lovecraft, who's a very famous American weird fiction author. And he espoused a view which is called cosmicism. And the essence of cosmicism is cosmic indifference. So what he was saying is basically, yes, there are these massively intelligent entities out there, but they're not good, they're not evil. They just don't give a shit about you even in the slightest. The same way that you don't care about an ant is the same way they're not going to care about you. And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones. There are entities that are.
So he just said the things that we are summoning into the world now.
Yeah.
Right? That's what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I heard that correctly.
Well, so he gets very I'll fast forward to something later when this is basically at a Tech Vancouver, like a job conference, like job fair kind of thing, it seems like, because these are all students.
Yeah, I've heard this one. I just didn't catch that he said that we have. I thought that when I heard it previously, I thought that he mentioned if.
Oh,
I thought he said if, or do you know what I mean? Like was speaking hypothetically, but
no, this is past tense.
Wow. Yeah. Sorry.
Are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want. So this transition is really, really massively important for our entire species to navigate. And going back to that thing that Sam Harris was saying, nobody is paying.
Fuck Sam Harris.
Attention.
Agreed.
Yeah.
This thing is happening in the background while people bicker about politics and what.
Which I realize I've sworn a bunch in this episode. And I don't usually swear this much, so I'm gonna have to put an explicit language tab on it. So I apologize if anyone out there doesn't like my salty language. Sorry.
What's going to be in the healthcare plan in the US. And underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out. So, on that pleasant note, we're hiring people to try to make something like this happen.
This is elevator pitch.
And of course, this is a very difficult project, of course. And I'm kind of a little bit tongue in cheek about all this, like, how bad things are, because it's not really like that. There's technology is a double-edged sword, even something like this.
So this threw me. So he puts up on, this is come work for us kind of thing. And says, Kindred's mission is to be the first human level AI. We are hiring, and then crossed out, demonologists.
Yeah.
Super tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Software, and then software engineers. So he's trying to recruit software engineers from this whatever.
And it's funny how he makes a joke too about Mandela effect in one of his other videos. Like,
it's earlier about, in this one.
Making fun of the fact that someone has said it the same way that he does this. Yeah,
but then he goes in, but immediately after he makes fun of it, he goes into saying basically like, and a small change can change every, like a little ripple in time. Like he basically says that the Mandela effect is laughable, and then says, we've caused the Mandela effect.
Yeah. It's laughable, but I'm going to acknowledge it during this chat. But also the demonologist, right? Making a joke about it. Huh?
Yeah, the amount of times he references demons or entities or things, it's pretty creepy. So again, while I think he is maybe positively polarized, then it's stuff like this where I'm like, who are you working for?
Well, and what do you know about what they've done? Because that's like maybe his idea about what it can do or what he wants it to do is one thing, but you've given it to Google, you've given it to Davidson Technologies, right? You've given it to U.S. government, Canadian bank.
Well, that's why, it's one of those things too, where it's like once you're in the club, like you can't really get out, even if he doesn't, support the agenda, and he's just like, well, I'm out in a sense. I'm just gonna walk across Canada.
And I don't know what we were talking about before too, about it replacing everyone. The fact that all these companies are for the most part, owned by BlackRock. Like all the people you
Yeah.
would expect to own them.
Yeah.
It's going to be another lockstep into people aren't going to like that stores are going to change,
Mhm.
I think, or you know what I mean? That people are already used to buying online. So maybe they won't even notice actually that who's
Yeah.
packing their box that they're ordering from home.
Well, and it's,
Or
you
even
know,
care.
the work culture out there has gotten so bad that, you know, create the problem,
Mhm.
provide the solution. So
Mhm.
it's like they've just let these corporate entities just like run amok for years and years, decades now. And these, you know, these big corporations think, oh yeah, like we're the oligarchs, we're gonna be running the show here. And it's like, no, like you're gonna be monopolized by a government entity,
Yeah.
and you're the useful idiot
Yeah.
that made everyone miserable enough that they would want to actually sit at home and collect from the government.
And it's going to be, you're right. It's going to be a problem solution thing again.
Yeah,
and
100%.
like, so I was just thinking while you were saying that the Stellantis plant closing down in Ontario,
Mhm.
right? And all these other plants where they've been given money from the government, they've closed down, and there's, you know, all this talk about trying to bring jobs back and whatever.
Yeah.
They'll probably just end up using robots, all of them. Correct. Like
Yeah.
that'll be their solution at the end of the day, is letting all these, the people that are being let go from those plants will just be replaced.
Well, so
eventually
have
by
you seen
robots.
the dark factories in China?
I have, but I didn't know if what I was watching was AI.
So they're real.
Yeah.
With my day job, there's a company that we deal with that has these like state of the art production facilities, and they're like minimally staffed. I think there's like a lot of them use things like CNCs and stuff that still require a certain level of setup.
Mhm.
So the person has to go in and whatever, make sure everything's calibrated and ready to go. But then that's it. Like there's no actual people doing the work. There's no one on the line quality checking. It's all AI quality checks. It's all like,
Wow. Because I know, like, it's not just like a normal assembly line where there'll be certain parts where an arm does it, a robotic arm. It's not that. It's all
automated,
Wow.
all AI, all run with, I'd imagine, quantum computing. And the you know, the factories are dark because they don't need lights. Robots don't need lights.
Yeah. It's
Infrared lets them do like whatever they need to do, right? So it's
I can't believe I'm alive during this time.
I know my dad would have been losing his mind if he was still around. He'd be like,
It's really sad,
yeah,
you know? And it's all so we can, yeah. Anyway, the whole we work to have money to buy, just the whole cycle of it all. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, it really comes down to that like Saturnian time loop stuff. Like, I
well,
don't know.
maybe this will be the thing where people will say, no, you know what? Enough.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing this.
Yeah, it could be a scenario too. I mean, and this is getting really out there. The whole like, what is his name? Jason Bergier's.
Oh, the Archaics guy?
Yeah, where he talks about basically like the simulation collapsing upon itself at some point, and
Mhm.
like, which is kind of funny because his theory is that like this mathematical equation that keeps reoccurring that is like causes this overlay in the realm that we're in, which is has to keep repeating and finding a quicker and quicker path to get there because the actual program is breaking down as it multiplies or as it you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. But then he says there's like a specific date and time when the equation just like reaches absolute zero and collapses on itself.
And is that the Phoenix time, or that's like
Something like
he
that.
says
Yeah.
it's like 2040, May in 2040.
And he said 2141.
2140. Okay,
Yeah.
that's when it fully collapses on
Yeah.
itself.
Which is like, you know, when he talks about the finding the nexus between each point. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe
would explain all the glitches too. So that's his explanation for glitches and weird things and things repeating is it's constant overlays. So that's why and we're just aware of it now, so we see it.
Yeah, it wasn't Mark Twain that said history doesn't repeat, it often rhymes.
Yeah. Huh. Never even thought about that.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, man. This is some crazy stuff. So yeah, Geordie Rose, putting an open invitation out there. If somehow this crosses your path, we're not here to judge.
Not at all.
I find this stuff like oddly interesting. I don't like it scares the living hell out of me for sure. But I do find it interesting, and I have engineer friends and stuff where I always found it really intriguing how their mind works,
Mhm.
and that they like are trying to solve these problems that I don't even think are problems. I'd never even get there. So there, I mean, yeah, like there are people out there that think this way, and there's got to be, morally sound people out there that think this way that could steer it in a good direction.
That's if you are listening, Geordie, that's what I would love to talk to him about.
Yeah.
Is obviously not the quantum computing part of it, because that's very hard for both of us, I think, to fully understand the way he does talk about it.
Yeah.
But I would love, to know about how he feels about it. Like,
Well, and yeah, does he feel any sense of like guilt about the direction it's going, or yeah, it'd be. I've never
'cause
spoken.
it seems to me like he's had a bit of a change. That's why I would just like to know. I'm curious.
Kind of like a Jack Dorsey thing where he like quit Twitter and then just moved to Thailand for like 6 years or whatever,
Yeah.
and grew his beard out.
I also want to know what the Molson choke is, because he claims on his website he's the inventor of the Molson choke.
Oh yeah,
I imagine that's
a jujitsu move.
Jiu-jitsu, and the motorboat.
Oh yeah, I don't
which
think
we
he
don't
invented
get.
the motorboat.
I don't think he invented the motorboat either.
What a claim! What a claim! Anyways,
we all know that was Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, man. This was a really interesting topic to dive into. There's so much more. I'd love to talk to someone that actually understands this on a technical level, and not just us being like, whoa.
And we can do some updates on this. Canadian companies, right? Well,
Mhm.
they've already tried a few things out. Let's see, the next, maybe in 6 months or so, there'll be one of these companies that's all AI and all robotic.
Yeah. Oh God, I almost forgot my schizo theory for the episode.
Oh yeah, okay.
I can't believe I almost forgot that. So after Geordie Rose left, this will be the last thing I say, because this is a way to cap it off on a really dumb note. The new CEO of D-Wave, his name is Alan Barrett's. Just kind of a strange guy. Came into the company at 2020, and I pulled him up, and the first thing I thought was like, this guy looks sort of familiar, like kind of like a template. Which I don't know if anyone out there like understands the theory of templates, but the theory is that there's only so many templates of human beings, and if this is indeed a simulation, there's copies of them, and that's sort of where the doppelganger thing comes from. Now, not that these guys are doppelgangers, but I was like, okay, Alan Barrett's weird, kind of weird looking guy. He's obviously had some work done. Those are not his teeth, but I was like, who does he remind me of? And I was like, oh, John McAfee. That's interesting. Like
he does look like him.
Yeah. I don't know why it didn't let me do the side by side thing, but yeah.
Not just the goatee though.
No, the mouth, the
eyes,
the inset eyes. The thing that always separates it is the earlobes.
And they are different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole like Biden thing, right? That's how you tell the Bidens apart, different Biden clones.
All the Bidens.
It's always the earlobes, man. Pay attention to the lobes. Yeah.
So that's your weird.
That's my schizo theory, is that and the timing of it, like John McAfee sort of like disappeared because he ran away to Belize or something. And then, and his girlfriend, I heard an interview on the Higher Side Chats where one of his girlfriends Greg interviewed her.
Yeah.
And she basically said that he had doubles and stuff, which I imagine like any billionaire, you'd have some sort of double thing worked out with somebody.
What if it wasn't a double? It was just same stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just that like tech CEO stock. Like this is
the same way Geordie Rose and Elon Musk kind of come from the same African white guy stock.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be.
Moved to Canada stock.
Could be. Anyways, that's my schizo theory. We're going to start incorporating a schizo theory every episode because it's just fun. But yeah.
My schizo theory is just that it involves the AI, and it's that the AI has already, I keep talking about it every episode.
Yeah.
I think the quantum annealing D-Wave computer has already figured out ways to to kind of get all the gang together and the rest of the AIs together, and we're heading to Terminator time.
Yeah, could be, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope not. I hope there's the, we just jump onto a better timeline here, or maybe they're like, maybe someone out there with this alternate universe. It's like they know where the good timeline kind of like intersects, and they're trying to just like hop right over onto that,
or there'll be some sort of solar flare, and it'll be
and wipe it all out.
And then the governments will still have power, I'm sure, somehow, but we won't be having this talk.
Yeah,
or we would be, but face to face, not.
Yeah, no one will have to
listen to us.
Listen to that AI music anymore.
Well, that's right. We do use AI music, don't we?
No, not us. No. If for anyone wondering, our intro song is by my friend Ben, who goes by Face Jaw on Spotify and all that. So look him up. He's a really, really talented artist.
Sorry about that, Ben.
Yeah, sorry, Ben. Yeah. So this was, and I think this is going to be one of our final episodes of the year. I think we got one more after this that we're probably going to
do a wrap up episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2025 has been it's been a time, man. It's been a weird one.
It has.
Like it had 2020 vibes for sure. We'll save it, but
still could go that way.
Could,
because I don't know. I feel weird saying stuff like this. I guess these are things we normally used to say just to each other, or to other friends, but not on camera or video. But I believe that we are heading towards a similar thing as 2020. It definitely seems like they're trying to set us up for it.
Yeah.
Talking about different outbreaks here and there. You got 3i Atlas. You got possible war in Venezuela, war in Ukraine, war in Taiwan. There was, you know what I mean? Like
Thailand and
Thailand and Cambodia. And there was something that got released today. The Pentagon looked at like a war, probably using a quantum computer, looked at a war game scenario as to what would happen in China between, and they would get destroyed, was basically what the quantum computer told. And they released that information for some reason today. I don't know why, but there's a lot of talk about all these things, right?
Yeah. It's going to be, it's just escalating. Everything's just, it's got to come to a head at some point.
100%.
So,
but we'll answer these questions and talk about that more in the wrap up episode.
Yeah. And I just hope that the AI doesn't shut us down. That's all.
Just fuck the AI if it shuts us down.
Yeah.
Fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Fuck them. All right.
That's a Slapshot reference for those old enough to even know what Slapshot is.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm gonna have to bleep so much. You know what? I'm not even gonna bleep it. I'm not putting it on YouTube. It's not getting bleeped. So
yeah, who cares?
Yeah. All right.
Cool, man.
Yeah. No, this was fun. For everyone out there, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, follow,
and we're gonna put some links as well, right? Correct, with our
I'll put
this episode
links to these videos and some other fun stuff that we found. But
and we will start putting lots of links to any information that we talk about, at least where we get our research from.
We'll start being a little more diligent on that end, so that all you guys can follow up and make sure we're not just talking out of our asses. So
and not just liking and following us, but if you watch one of our episodes and you have something you'd love to debate with us, or just even come on and talk, we would love to have anyone on. So
no, we're doing this so that we can start conversations and learn ourselves. So
100%.
So thanks everyone for coming along for the ride, for being our friends, and Mike's got the tagline.
Oh yeah, from the land of the high seas and the tall trees. I'm Mike.
I'm Andrew.
Have a great night.
Take it easy.